All right, y'all. So I took a left turn out the wrong way and whatnot, and so I just wanted to kind of give y'all an example of what Woodbury looks like, you know, because I don't really come out here too often. As you can see, they got a lot of mini malls over here. This is more going towards 94, and it reminds you of like I don't know if they would call it like a Rodeo Drive or whatever the case may be, but I'm gonna go back towards 94. Now, if you keep going 94 there, you end up in Wisconsin, of course. So, this is an area, and as you can see, man, you got to have a couple dollars to be out here. You're not going to be over here at all unless you got a bag. They got H&M and all that. You know, this is what they call the Woodbury Lakes. 94 runs all the way through here. You may not want to go down here. The Whole Foods I just left at, they got a gang of black folks up in there working, mainly in the Amazon section and everything. That's how you know Amazon is real big in Minnesota and big anywhere else as well. Now, right here, I'm going to have to take a left, so I'll do that. You got to go back up. So, just giving y'all some footage. I'm going to try to find a black-owned business on the east side. I don't know how many there is, but I'm going to try to see what I can find. So just giving you a little glimpse of Woodbury, Minnesota. Believe it or not, it is quite a few many black folks that do live in this area. I believe this is fairly new. I should have busted a right, but I'm just kind of giving you an idea. These are actually kind of nice. Let's say you just don't want to pay the high price in Minneapolis. Man, Minneapolis is going to hit you in the head anyway. So some people figure, well, I might as well be out here. Then there's a beautiful scenery that I wanted y'all to see. I'm going to see if I can circle back around and show you those hills. Let me see if I can get to them. They are driving a little fast out here. So I'm just going to go over here. I think this is an apartment building. I don't know where this is, but it looks fairly new. So they do got apartment buildings. But they do got apartment buildings, but you know, they're like, of course, upscale. I just want y'all to see this view. This is a very beautiful view, and I think I don't know if that's 94 or not, but I guess it's some houses on there. So I'm just gonna turn around real quick. So yeah, I don't think this ain't no hotel. This definitely ain't no hotel because they got underground parking and all that. Not to say the hotels don't, but they typically don't. You know, hotels don't have no underground parking really all like that. But as you can see, much like a lot of places in Woodbury, folks don't be sitting outside. Folks be working, and they be doing stuff. They be on the move. So I guess I don't know why they're driving so damn fast out here. But we'll just go up the roundabout right here, get back on 94, get on Hudson Road. Get on Hudson Road. This brings us, if I take a left, I don't know where that brings us, but it brings you kind of more down. But you could tell, you got a roundabout on a hill. They done spent some bread out here. It's a lot of traffic. You got about 70 to 80,000. I think it could be 100. But I know it's at least 70,000 people that stay out in Woodbury. And as you can see, these cars keep on coming. It is very, very busy out in Woodbury. That's why when they were doing that construction, I mean, these cars keep on coming. When they were doing that construction out here, it was rough. I used to have to come out here a little more often. You know, I try to get some jobs out here. There's money out here, mainly like financial and stuff like that. But, you know, I remember I used to work out here when I did that migration contract at AIG, if y'all go back on some of my old videos. So I just want to get back on the highway or whatnot. So let's see here. Radio Drive. So we'll do this again. This is a full-scale city. I mean, I think they definitely got much more money flowing around here. And look, if you're in Maplewood, if you want to get your license together and all that kind of stuff and passport, man, you got to come out here. They don't have that in Maplewood. So if you live in Maplewood, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come out here, especially if you live closer to, you're going to come out here unless you want to go to St. Paul and get it done. Your license plates, your passports, all that. People tend to come out here. People tend to come out here. I remember I was doing some firearm background, passing. Like I think I sent firearms and stuff to Cabela's out here. So last time I got jammed up, so I'm about to get moved in this area right here because I don't want to go 94 East again and have to get off. So off to the left, you got the Chase Bank. I mean, there's money flowing around here. You got Cabela's now. Right when we drive across this side of 94, you're gonna see Cabela's, and that's gonna be Oakdale. That's where I used to work. I used to go to I got one of my guys a gig out here, and we used to always go to this Olive Garden, during lunch because it was almost nothing. You get unlimited breadsticks and all, so it gets you going while you're deploying them desktops. I'm not really much in contact with the guy too much because I'm a big favor. I'm a big person on what I call the two-way street. And if I'm constantly looking out and I ask somebody to do something real simple and they can't do it for me, and I done put them in positions of power, put them in positions where they're making, hella fine money, and they can't do one little minimal, small, meager request, yeah, I'll cut them off. I ain't got no problem doing that. I cut their ass off. So, but no, I got out here when I was working out here as a deployment lead. I asked 5 of my guys that I worked with when I was out travelers. I said, hey man, y'all want to get out here? We had brother Elmi. That's how I met him. I got him out here. Brother Elmi that I did the network, the brother that I had do the network video talking about, and what his gospel that he's been preaching to black folks for the past couple of years is he says getting into that layer 1, that's AI proof. That's 100% AI proof. Working with telecom, installing cables, dealing with the Cisco networks. That's AI proof, man. A robot's not going to do that right then and there. You need somebody physical. Now, if you look at this in the horizon right there, you got Lake Elmo. I used to bring my old school out here a lot. So we're just going to go ahead and just go through Lake Elmo. I might even bring y'all as far as Lake Elmo. I might as go as far as bring y'all through Lake Elmo on the area where I went and I started feeling like a Hills Have Eyes or something like that. I mean, it wasn't like raggedy or nothing, but I had my old school out here and I was just driving. And I said, man, I ain't gonna go that far. But it's a lot of farmland. And like I told y'all before, I like to kind of give y'all the idea of the real estate too. You're gonna have to have a little paper anywhere, but you're gonna really have to have your money together coming out here in Lake Elmo. They don't want a lot of big buildings and stuff like that. As you can see, we left Woodbury. Woodbury has a lot of the stores and everything. They don't really want that out here. They don't want that way of living out here. And this is what Lake Elmo typically looks like. I would go in some of the neighborhoods out here, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't know these parts that heavy. Looking at some of these buildings in the States, maybe I'll do that at another time, but not today. But, You might see a couple houses like right here. This is the Torrey Pines off to your left. That's a Lake Elmo neighborhood. There's a big house over there on the left-hand side. Like, this is some, people will lead you to believe that, well, if you stay in Minneapolis and you want to buy a house, let's say you want some upscale. I'm talking to black folks that may happen to move up here that are making anywhere between the average of $75,000 to $350,000 a year. That's what I'm talking about. Where you're able to even speak to some of these numbers and consider even making a purchase like this. Now, I wish you could really see the houses over here to the left, but you're probably just going to see some of them off to your right. These are a little smaller, but you can't really get a good representation of the land mass. You're not going to really be able to do it too well. So maybe, no, you're missing a lot of good stuff on the left-hand side. But what I'll do in that case is, right now we're probably getting to be over by Oakdale. Stillwater Road is off to your right. That brings you back to Woodbury if you keep on going. So I'm just going to bust a left. This brings you all the way to pretty much the east side if you keep on going. So we'll probably do that. I've always liked this area right over here. As you can see, the houses, your idea what kind of land you get. Now, I'm just telling you, I'm not casting aspersions. I'm just going to speak facts. Now, let me see if I can get this. And we can't really get it over there, but I'm going to see if I can get it for y'all right there. Now, you can't really see it too much, but I'm just going to leave that right there. There's a lot of land over here with these houses. So I'm going to try to just get something over to the side. And, you know, I'm not coveting it all. I just like it, man. Like I could live like that. Okay, I'll let him go. Okay. Now I'm passing Ideal and Stillwater. This is Ideal Avenue. That's another. But look at these houses, man. Now, welcome to the city of Oakdale. Now we're in Oakdale. Beautiful trees. This is kind of what you're getting over on this side. And you might as well just pay the extra $40,000, $50,000 if you're thinking about buying something with a little piece of land out here. You better off to have the land and not have it. Have a little space between your neighbors, like these folks over here. This is some good country living, and it's not far outside the city. You see, they got their camper out and their little Halloween. Y'all could go stream my Halloween album. Y'all could go stream that. You know, that was made about 7+ years ago. I've never done any video for you guys out here. But like I say, I spent a lot of time out here, you know, because I had to kind of move around. And, you know, so I'm very familiar with Stillwater Road. One of my favorite roads in St. Paul, to be quite honest. Good country living. And it ain't way far out the city either. See, they had us thinking as kids, you know, being in the city and being all around all what's popping and everything, that's the way to live. No, that's a bullshit way of life. And it's over expensive. You much better off out here. Come to the city anytime you want. This is something our parents should have been teaching us. They should have been teaching us this. Oakdale PD. See if they let me go through. Oakdale PD. There's another Oakdale PD. Beautiful trees. Now look at these. I think I went down Stillwater before. Love to see the trees fall. Love winter, but it's my season to fall. Bars. Love winter, but it's my season to fall. Bars. This area, Stillwater, you got townhouses off to your left. I never really cared for that. I was looking at, when I was buying property, I kind of looked over here at one point. And I was like, not in them townhouses. I said, no. Very familiar with here. There's somebody's farm. Some lady owned a farm out here on one of these blocks. I guess he's gonna let me go. I actually had a negative interaction with a guy on that four-way one time. It was I'll tell y'all real quick. I think I got footage over here for you guys before, so I'll try to cover some of this. I love these damn houses over here. Right on that four-way one time, I think I was in my old school. I don't know. It was one night I had my windows down. Some redneck in a pickup truck. I guess I was supposed to go, or he would, but he get to shout and go like real loud and aggressive. And I'm, I ain't about to sit there and argue with the man or whatever like that. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If we would have ended up in like, cause how some people be doing stuff and then y'all happen to drive in the same place, you happen to be going to the same store. I ain't gonna too much lie to y'all. Had we would have pulled up at somewhere at the same store in the parking lot, I would have checked them about that. Like, hey bro, you real aggressive. What's going on? You real aggressive at that stoplight for no reason. Yeah, he was kind of like yelling and screaming like he was barking or something, because I guess I was supposed to go. But, I'll never forget that. I was right at that fort, and it was late at night in this little pickup truck, redneck. Yeah, yeah. So, but sometimes they be doing that sometimes when they see black folks alone, or when they see black folks in a situation where you can't really get out and, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll do little stuff or yell little stuff. They'll be in a position of cowardice where they know that you can't. I'm telling y'all, they don't really be doing that kind of stuff face to face. They'll do it when you're either outnumbered or they're in a situation where they can, be doing and saying little coward stuff and can just go away on their merry little way. He knew, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna follow him and do all that kind of. I ain't gonna do all that. No, absolutely not. Now the houses get a little jankier when you get down here. You going towards the east side. You're going towards St. Paul. And I think we went down here. Now we're in Maplewood now, y'all. We're not. I don't think we're in Oakdale anymore. I think now we're in Maplewood. I told you how far Maplewood spreads. So remember, Woodbury was way far away. Yep, you see the Maplewood right here. That's the Maplewood Tower. So I've been over here. There's a building behind there. I've been there. Like, you bust is it a right, or how do you get over there? No, I think you gotta bust a right here. There's like a community center where they like test the kids and stuff like that. So Maplewood has a lot of little duck off places that you wouldn't think would be around. They do. They got kind of a little duck off places. But I think what I'm going to do, y'all, in a minute, I'm going to end the video in another maybe 5 minutes or something, because I'm 18 minutes in. I might run out of space. I don't know. I might run out of space. There ain't really too much from here. I'm just going to try to see if I can't I want to find a black-owned business to eat at on the east side. So I think I'll end the video. And if I find some more footage or something crazy that happens, I'm going to put y'all back on.